Hi, I'm Paloma. This is Rama and Cormac, and we are going to talk about linkage institutions and how it affects our viewpoints on certain topics. Linkage institutions are structures in our society that helps connect our citizens to our government, and examples are political campaigns being elections, media outlets such as advertisements, interest groups being AARP and Planned Parenthood.
The linkage institutions we will explore in this video are media outlets, political campaigns/politicians and interest groups, and their views on gun control.
For this gun control controversy, there's two sides to it. One's the side where people believe in the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, while the other side believes in more gun control restrictions because of shootings like Sandy Hook and the Colorado movie theater shooting.
Looking at both liberal and conservative perspectives, we will analyze how these linkage institutions portray the subjects of gun controls. Depending on their opinion, pro or con gun control, they will use their opinion to influence and persuade their audience to agree with them. These sources that we will be looking at are Bill O'Reilly's segment on Fox News, Hillary Clinton's campaign page, and the Brady campaign page.
For my link institution that I was able to analyze, I got the media aspect. The media aspect could consist of a video from a newscast to a newspaper article. I had the opportunity to analyze Bill O'Reilly and his view on gun control. Bill O'Reilly is a Fox News reporter and is known for stating his opinion on a topic. In the video that I watched, Bill O'Reilly defends the conservatives' view on gun control. Evidence to support why I believe this source is conservative is just by looking at the title. In the title, it shows that Bill O'Reilly will be attacking the liberals' perspective on gun control, therefore taking the conservative side. Bill O'Reilly's point of view on gun control is conservative. This source exhibits a bias because Bill O'Reilly does not defend the liberals' perspective, but rather attacks the liberals' perspective and taking the conservative side. Several of the word choices of the source reveal their point of view, impact, meaning, and tone of the text. For example, some words that Bill uses are irrational, stingent, and ardent liberals, attacking the liberals' perspective on gun control. He also uses the phrase, they have no solution. The they is referring to the liberals. Now, he uses these words and phrase to convey that the liberals don't have ideas for gun control, and the kinds of regulations that they do want on gun controls are not good. Now, these words show that he has a strong opinion and it's assertive in the way he says it. He believes that gun control is not the right way. Bill O'Reilly claims that there shouldn't be gun laws, but there should be some way to keep track of who owns a gun and who should not own a gun. Bill O'Reilly provides a statistic on how many people own guns in America. Now, being from a news broadcast and having such a big topic, I think that he could have provided more than just one statistic. The statistic that there are more than 3 million civilians that own firearms in the United States is only an estimate and doesn't truly tell the number of people that own guns. But it is a correct estimate. However, he does use a counter argument of that we need to keep track of who owns guns, and he also says who should not own guns. He also says that if you are caught with a gun in a crime, that you should have 5 years on top of your punishment. There are also some logical fallacy that I found in his argument. The appeal to authority logical fallacy, it was stated when Bill O'Reilly said the politician should knock off the stuff like this. Then the video transitions into a clip of Hillary Clinton talking about how we can control who should not own a gun. This is the logical fallacy of appeal to authority because people look up to Hillary and Hillary is trying to get elected for president. This may not be her real opinion, but rather what people want to hear, thus making her opinion irrelevant. The linkage institution have some similar views to me in that we need to keep track of who owns a gun and we do need to restrict some people from owning guns. But I also don't agree that the liberals' ideas on gun control are irrational. I think that gun control laws are needed in certain circumstances. The linkage institution can cause harm to our political process because people will agree with his side because he is such a big figure and is on the news, and people watch the news and will agree with it. But it also brings up, it's helpful for the political process because people will be talking about gun control in everyday life and talking to their neighbor about gun control.
Searching for a liberal perspective on gun control with the linkage institution of politicians in mind, I came across Hillary Clinton's website, hillaryclinton.com. I analyzed her page called Gun Violence Prevention. From the title itself, we can tell that Hillary Clinton believes that gun violence needs to be prevented. Hillary Clinton is a front runner in the presidential race of 2016. She is running as a liberal Democrat. The candidates running for presidency, whether conservative or liberal, have differing views about gun reform. All candidates need to make it seem like their opinion is the best opinion. And since Hillary's opinion involves restricting gun laws and restricting gun ownership, which is a Second Amendment right to bear arms, she needs to make it seem like little freedom is being compromised for the restriction of guns and gun rights. Hillary uses important words to convey her argument. Her point of view is that urgent gun reform is needed to make America safer again. Hillary's article first has a link to a video of a speech she made in Ohio. In Hillary's video, she says passionately, "I don't know how we keep seeing shooting after shooting, read about the people murdered because they went to Bible study or they went to the movies or they were just doing their job, and not finally say we've got to do something about this." Hillary's passion and her care for something like this makes people feel emotional. It invokes their pathos. They think about the people that have died, and they think that it's wrong. Next, Hillary talks about today's current gun policies and current situations. She talks about the laws and the things like the movie theater shootings and the school shootings. Hillary uses words like reprehensible, dangerous, violent, and felon in this section. These words have negative connotations, and by putting them next to today's gun policies, she associates the two, and then we think today's gun policies are bad. She then goes into what her future would look like if she had the presidency and what she would do with gun reform. She uses no words with bad connotations, which makes the reader think, oh, this is better. But, however, Hillary's argument does have its flaws. Initially skimming the video and this part of the article, we see that Hillary may not be biased, but taking a deeper look, we do see some bias. First, Hillary Clinton is running for the presidency. We do need to take that into account. Her primary objective is to be president, and this means getting a lot of support. In the video, she mentions the Black Lives Matter movement, and she pumps her fist in the air passionately. However, we have to think, Hillary's mentioned the Black Lives movement in gun control multiple times, probably to gain the black support or the black vote. She wants the majority of African Americans to vote for her. Next, we see that Hillary has no expert opinion. When we go to the store and want to buy some toothpaste, we're likely to buy the one that says 10 out of 10 of dentists recommend than the one that says nothing about expert opinion. Well, she does not mention any expert opinion, so it does not help her argument. She also has one statistic. I'm sure she could have gotten a lot more statistics for something like this. Hillary also has some logical fallacies. One of the fallacies she has is called force or fear, ad baculum fallacy. She instills fear in the audience. She, in the video, talks about how as a mother and a grandmother, she could not imagine her loved ones dying. This has people thinking about their loved ones and fearing that they could die tomorrow with today's gun policies. Next, she makes a hasty generalization. Hillary says, "I know that we have a majority of Americans and a majority of gun owners who support universal background checks in America." Sorry to break it to you, Hillary, but the 320 million Americans maybe don't agree with this. And the majority of gun owners in America are conservatives, and conservatives do not believe in gun control. Hillary also has the either-or fallacy. She implies that either we follow her path or more people are going to die. Maybe there's an alternative. Reflecting on this source, I do see that first, it seems pretty neutral. However, taking a closer look and critiquing Hillary's reason, we do see that there are some flaws. However, Hillary does have a nice argument, and I do agree with it. Gun control is needed in America. You must always know that whenever you're looking at a source, you need to evaluate it for its deeper meaning, even if you agree with it.
Looking at these three sources, we can see that there's deeper meaning behind them.
That's why it's important to evaluate the point of view of every source and critique the reason.
Thanks for watching.